Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. So I wanted to talk about some games that are going to be coming to E3 2017. These games are somewhat important because they're going to continue the traction with each various console, including PC, and depending on the games are going to depend on how well these consoles are going to end up doing, at least in the coming years. There are rumored games, but we're talking about the confirmed games. So we have Battlefield 1 in the name of the Tsar, and that's an expansion, and that's going to be for the standard Xbox One, PS4, PC. We have Call of Duty World War II, again, Xbox One, PS4, PC exclusives. We have the FIFAs, the Maddens, the NBA Lives. We have a new Need for Speed. That's going to be for the Xbox One, PS4, and maybe possibly the Switch. It's to be announced. Splatoon 2, which is a Switch exclusive. Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a PS4, Xbox One, and PC. State of Decay 2, which is Xbox One, PC, and Super Mario Odyssey, which is a Switch exclusive. So I want to break this list down and I want to point out two things. I want you to notice that there are absolutely no exclusive PS4 only games and no exclusive Xbox One games. That is, of course, on the confirmed list. There may be more games, more surprises, things like that. That does often happen at E3. But from this list, what we can pick out and we can see is that the standard games, the default shooters, seem to be the ones that are going over to the Xbox One and PS4 crowd, as well as the horror fan base. That's where horror games go, and sports games. Unique and creative games seem to stem more often onto the Switch, with ARMS, which is a fighting type game, very similar and reminiscent of Punch-Out. People love Punch-Out, so hopefully they'll love ARMS. I don't think it will happen that way, but we can hope. And then Super Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2. These are all games that have never appeared on another system and are very unique to Nintendo itself. While Call of Duty World War II, yet again, another Call of Duty after multiple iterations and years. Same with Battlefield, another Battlefield after multiple iterations and years. And then Need for Speed. And then Battlefront 2, I'm excited to play that. I'm not worried about that at all. I think that would be a fun game. Well, I would say that the Switch is doing pretty well comparatively to the Xbox One and the PS4. It's very similar to the 16-bit wars. As I reminisce back and look back on it, I do recall that there were marketing campaigns against Nintendo from Sega, really claiming that Sega does what Nintendo don't. That was a jab at Nintendo, trying to get people to see and understand that the more mature, the more adult, the grown-up fan base is over here on Sega, and the kiddies and the children over here on Nintendo. I'm not exactly offended at all by that, but that was the goal, and it worked for a short time until people realized that Sega is really bad at console development, at least in the 90s, and what they were doing. My point being that there's definitely a divide from those days. There's a divide from when Nintendo stopped making very powerful consoles, and you can see it. And I think without that support on the Switch, without the FIFA, without the Maddens, without the NBAs, without the Need for Speeds, and without the Call of Duties and Battlefields, I don't think Nintendo will ever garner the audience that it truly needs to garner, because without those games, that is a massive amount of casual fan base. I don't like to generalize, but do you think the jock who has a part-time job, who is on the football team at their local high school, who's also doing work and gearing up for college, has time to research greatly in depth which game console he's going to get? Or do you think he's just going to get the game console that all his friends have on his football team, and they're all going to play Madden together, or NBA together, or FIFA, or Call of Duty together? Which one do you think is going to happen? Because I guarantee you, when I was a kid, everyone was playing certain games and everyone wanted to be part of the discussion, and it still happens today. So if the Switch doesn't have those games that those people are wanting to play, those uneducated consumers, again, I'm not labeling everyone an idiot, I'm just saying that they probably don't have the time to do the massive amounts of research needed to get what they personally want. Instead, instead opting to go with collectivism and what everyone else is doing. Do you think they're going to buy a Nintendo Switch, or do you think they're going to buy an Xbox or PS4? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I think Nintendo really needs those type of third-party games, and hopefully we will see them being developed more and quickly instead of being released after the initial releases on the Xbox One and PS4. It's really killing them that this stuff is coming out later. So that's all I have to say about that list, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I tried to spice it up and keep it in with those games that I was discussing. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching. Which console will you be buying?